Have you ever heard of a love so powerful that it splits one person into two? A love where one half literally steals the heart of the other. Well, today we're diving into the incredible story of Sri Gadadhara Pandita. His life is one of the most beautiful and frankly mysterious tales of divine love you'll ever come across. Let's get into it. This one sentence right here from the scriptures, it just says it all, doesn't it? It sets the stage for a bond that wasn't just, a close friendship. It was a mirror of something way deeper, something eternal. This wasn't some casual thing. It was an absolute, couldn't breathe without you connection, right from the very start. So our story kicks off in this little town called Mayapura. We've got two young boys, Nimai, who you might know would later become the great Saint Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his friend Gadadhar. And when I say they were companions, I mean they were totally inseparable. They lived next door, they played together, they even went to the same school. The stories say they were just never, ever apart. What's so fascinating is the picture we get of Gadadhar, even as a kid. His friend Nimai was this boisterous, energetic leader. But Gadadhar, he was the opposite. He was serene, incredibly patient, kind of quiet. From day one, he had this natural pull towards a spiritual life, and this deep warmth for other devotees. And this gentle, calm nature, it's absolutely crucial to his whole story. But just because he was a gentle soul doesn't mean he wasn't human. And there's this one famous story that just perfectly illustrates this. It involves an encounter with another great devotee, a man named Pundarika Vidyanidhi, and it really turned into this powerful lesson about not judging a book by its cover. So here's how it all goes down. Gadadhar shows up and he's expecting to see, a humble, holy man. But instead, he finds Pundarika decked out in fine silks, looking more like some rich, materialistic lord. And just like that, Gadadhar's faith just crumbles. He's thinking, no way, how can this guy be a real devotee? But then, his friend Mukunda starts reciting these sacred verses, and instantly Pundarika is just overcome with spiritual love. He collapses, he's crying. Gadadhar's floored. He realizes he's made this huge mistake, and in this incredible act of humility, he decides the only way he can fix his offense is to become Pundarika's disciple. Okay, so that story shows us his amazing humility, for sure. But the scriptures tell us to look much, much deeper, because his identity isn't just about being a pious man or a loyal friend. No, there's this profound cosmic secret hidden in his very being, one that completely changes how we see the whole story. And this is where we shift gears a little bit, moving from the history to the deep theology. Because the story of Gadadhara Pandita, it's actually the key to unlocking the entire nature of his friend, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the whole dynamic of divine love. All right, here's the big reveal. Authoritative scriptures, like a text called the Gaura-ganoddesa-dipika, they state it clearly. Gadadhara Pandita is none other than Srimati Radharani herself, the eternal, divine counterpart to Krishna. He is the incarnation of the ultimate feminine aspect of God, but this time in a male form, here to be with Chaitanya. And boom, that raises a huge, fascinating question, right? It's a great paradox to think about. If the whole theology is that Chaitanya is the combined form of both Radha and Krishna, then why would Radha need to show up separately as Gadadhar? Well, the answer is just incredibly poetic. The explanation for all this lies in what was taken, what was, quote-unquote, stolen. And to really get this divine theft, we first have to understand this one really important concept, bhava. So bhava isn't just an emotion like we think of it, it's the very substance, the actual texture of divine love. You could think of it as the specific flavor or the mood of Radharani's incredible devotion for Krishna. It's basically the most valuable treasure in the entire spiritual world. So here's the core of the whole mystery. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, but he wanted to experience the mind-blowing love that Radharani feels for him. So to do that, he stole her bhava and her famous golden complexion. His whole reason for appearing was to taste that love from her point of view. Okay, so if Chaitanya is Krishna wearing Radha's heart, then who is Gadadhar? He is what's left of Radharani after her heart has been taken. He is the embodiment of a love so complete that its very essence has been given away, leaving behind this feeling of a deep, sacred emptiness and longing.
And we can even get more specific. You can think of divine love as having these different moods. There's the Vama mood, it's assertive, sometimes even a little confrontational, like a lover who playfully fights to get attention. And then there's the Dakshini mood, which is submissive, gentle, and just infinitely patient. The theology says that Chaitanya took Radharani's main assertive Vama mood, which left Gadadhara to embody that quiet, all-tolerant Dakshini mood.
There's this one line from a text that it hits so hard. It describes Gadadhara as the pitiable figure. Now, that doesn't mean pitiable in a sad, worldly way. It's meant in a divine sense. He's a symbol of the absolute highest form of sacrifice, where you literally give away your own heart for the person you love. So this whole divine drama, this play of love and separation, it all comes to a head in the later years of Gadadhara's life, in the holy city of Puri. And it leaves behind a physical miracle that you can actually still go and see today. So in Puri, Gadadhara just poured all of that loving devotion into worshiping this beautiful deity of Krishna, who is named Tota Gopinath. Day in and day out, his entire world revolves around this service. But as the years went on, he got older, his body became frail, and he became so bent over with both old age and just the weight of his ecstatic love that eventually he couldn't reach anymore. He couldn't place the daily flower garland around the neck of the deity he'd served his whole life. And then something impossible happened. As a response to Gadadhara's lifetime of pure, unbroken love, the stone deity knelt down. The solid statue literally bent into a kneeling position, all so his beloved devotee could continue his service. And get this, it wasn't a temporary thing. To this very day, the Tota Gopinath deity in Puri is still in that exact kneeling posture. It's also said that this is where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ended his time on earth, by merging into that very deity, leaving just a small crack near the knee as a sign. This one miracle just perfectly captures the gentle, submissive, but incredibly powerful love of Gadadhara Pandita. So, the whole story of Gadadhara Pandita leaves us with this really deep question. It makes you rethink everything you know about identity, about sacrifice, and devotion. It kind of suggests that the greatest expression of love isn't just about being together, but maybe, just maybe, it's about the beautiful, aching emptiness that's left behind when you've given your entire heart away.